right.
What's up, my guy?
We're back.
How are you?
Doing well, Jimmy. Thanks for coming on today,
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
A podcaster interviewing a podcaster.
Podcaster.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying before this, I appreciate you coming down. And for those of you guys watching and listening, we have on today Jim Piazza of Piazza Property Pros, Pro Tree, and also Pro Pools.
Yep.
And these are just a few of the many hats you wear in the construction world, right?
Yeah, it's been a fast 22 years, that's for sure.
Is that how long you guys
Yeah,
been at it?
Well, I started my company right out of high school, basically senior year in high school, junior year, but I can't say it was a legit company. Just running all cash work, you know?
Yeah.
And when I found out I was having my first son, I basically started. But I always kind of wanted to do my own thing.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
So okay, so you got a kid right now.
I have 7 kids.
You got 7 kids, bro?
7 kids.
God bless you.
So 3 with my ex, who I was never married to. And so Jaden's 20, Mackenzie's 18, Mason's 16, about to be 16. And then I had my wife, me and her have Jackson, who's 10, Luke, who's 5, and Haley, who's 3. And then we have I have a step daughter, which is Colleen's daughter, which is Aubrey is 16. It's nuts.
Yeah. So you've built all this while raising like a squad.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
And, just from I'm a fan of your podcast, and I'm sure that
Thanks, man.
you're a super hands-on father as well on top of everything. So that's
sick. I coached head coach football last year, 9U football at Rose Tree Colts. That took a lot of my time, just in the afternoons, just trying to get
job. Yeah,
that is like a full-time job. Wrestling coach. I wrestled my whole life. Well, can't say my whole life because I stopped in high school, but all through my youth and high school, and then baseball coach this year as well. So
nice.
I had my hands full. But growing up, when my other kids were younger, I missed a lot of their baseball games, their sports. My daughter's cheer, just grinding, just working.
Yeah, trying to survive.
And now I feel like with the younger kids, I need to be there more. So that's why I kind of stop work every day at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and just get right into either coaching or dropping the younger kids off at sports.
That's awesome, man.
So yeah, it's fun.
But it took you a while to get to that point, right?
Yeah, I did. I like to tell people I've made a lot of money and I've also lost a lot of money. You do. As a young businessman, you don't know how to. I barely made it through high school. I wasn't good in school. I got out work release my junior and senior year. Junior year, they're like, you missed 75 days of school. What are you doing? It's not like I was out fucking around. I was out working.
I'm working.
I had some couple guys in my neighborhood, older guys that I met that were had either little masonry businesses, little hardscape masonry businesses, where I would just take off and go work for them. And the guidance counselor and the principal had a conference with my mom and me, and they're like, "What's going on? What's wrong? Why aren't you coming to school?" And some of the days my mom didn't even know I wasn't going to school. I would just act like I was going to school and just go to work. But she was a single mom. It was hard to basically raise 3 kids, and she worked 2 full-time jobs, put herself through night school at Widener.
Oh, nice.
And she was teaching family ed at Delaware County Community College. So she was a domestic relations supervisor at the county courthouse.
Okay.
So knew a ton of people.
Sure.
Knew a bunch of lawyers, and that's kind of how I built my network a little bit, And then, they were like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I just want to go to work. I know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just like being outside, love working." My dad lives in Norristown, still to this day. It's where I was born and raised at. And he was like, if you're not going to work, if you're not going to school, you better go to work, especially now that you have a son. So got out 9:15 my senior year. I did 3 classes, had enough credits to graduate. Every day, get done, drive to Norristown and go to work. And after the I worked with him. He's one of those guys up real early and done at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I was out of Norristown at like 3 o'clock and I would go right to doing like mulch jobs or cleanups or little hardscape patios. So kind of just, just dove right in. And at a young age, I got in trouble, like
Sure.
most kids do.
Yeah.
And I was looking at like attempted murder charges, and I was like, you're either going to go down this route or you're going to take this route.
That'll make you wake up a little bit.
It made me wake up real fast.
Sure.
Especially sitting in the county jail for 48 hours,
Oh my God,
yeah,
man.
horrible. Thankful enough that I was a juvenile. It got dropped down to a juvenile charge, and I got it all expunged from my record, so I don't have anything on my record.
That's good, man. Was that kind of like a wake up moment?
That was a huge wake up moment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, man. So like, I guess I've interviewed, I guess this will be like episode 17 or 18, and everyone's been super successful.
Yeah.
And they all have like a similar trajectory. It's like didn't really give a fuck about school, right? Either we're already working, wanted to work, you know what I mean? Like what you learn in the basic curriculum just doesn't soothe our minds in a sense, right?
Yeah.
And then they start working young, have something that like they're like, oh shit, like that dividing the Y in the road. And they end up super successful, man. So there's something to that.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was just talking on my podcast with my financial advisor, Anthony Martinelli. Great dude. Like everyone should have a financial advisor. And I wish I did it years and years and years ago. And it's not just because like they want your money. It's because they're like a life coach in business and where to put your money, right?
Sure.
I'll hook you up with them if you want.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy just hooked up with them too.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
He's a wild
I love
guy.
Jeremy.
I've watched his entire trajectory. I've known that dude since we were kids. We went to elementary school together. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't have a financial advisor right now. But like I definitely believe in them because it's like one of those things like he's not going to go hardscape and put a pool in his backyard, right? Like that's your profession, and he's a money guy. Yeah. And it's like you're almost doing yourself a disservice.
I mean, even if it's $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever it may be,
start
just
something.
Start little by little, and then he can give you the what the market trend is doing at that point in time, and it's I don't know. It's like it's enough. Like you want to put enough money in there where it will gain interest on whatever the rates may be. It depends on how high risk you want to put your money or low risk, medium risk. Like he'll lay it all out for you. It's great.
Yeah, you definitely have to set me up with him.
Yeah, I will.
But stuff like that, like messing the money up, it's like, you didn't go to college, but you paid your tuition in other ways, right?
Correct. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I like to tell people I was at every college every other weekend. Like that was my college. Yeah. Seeing what my buddies from high school were doing and what not to do. Like a lot of them got in trouble for doing stupid shit in college because they partied too hard, or they went to college for 2 years and then dropped out because it wasn't for them, or and they have that tuition now that they have to pay for. But I learned at a young age. I saw what my dad did. He's and where he's at, and he's in a great spot, but he still works with his hands every single day, and he's 62 years old, and I didn't want that for my kids, Sure. Nothing on my dad. It's just he's a hard worker, but like I just don't think he wanted to like grow and have different, streams of cash flow coming in. Maybe he just wanted to do things. He's very by the book. I mean, he taught me how to do everything by the book, like don't cut corners, but he's still on a ladder holding, kitchen cabinets and screwing them in. And, he's very anal. He's like, he won't allow anybody to make a cut. He's got to make the cut, but you got to stand there and hold the shit, Yeah. So at one point I was just like, you know what, this ain't for me. Like, I mean, he old school Italian. So he'd always yell back and forth. And this isn't for me. I have to figure it out. If I can't find the work, or if I can't make the nut, leaving him, because it was decent pay. I mean,
sure.
I think I was getting like, I don't know, $600 or $700 a week.
Yeah, at 20 years ago at 18, 19 years old.
19 years old.
Fucking balling.
It was decent money, So, but it wasn't enough. And then I had the child support payment on top of that. And it was like half your pay goes to her or the kids. And, you need to like step the hell up and do something else, So that's when I kind of branched out in doing like landscape, hardscape. I was always passionate about the hardscape things, the hardscape, just stepping back and seeing what you've built. Like,
Yeah, it's sick.
Taking a shitty backyard that's overgrown and just turn it into something awesome where people can enjoy it with their families. That's like rewarding,
A little slice of paradise out back of someone's home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was my passion in like hardscape. I cut grass and did maintenance and stuff, but shortly realized, 300 plus lawns where we grew it to was just not for me.
Sure.
There's not enough money in it. You send a crew of 3 out for, an 8-9 hour day and only make $500 to $800 profit, if that.
Mm-hmm.
If something doesn't break or a mower doesn't catch on fire.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables and a lot of moving parts for like low return on
Exactly
the investment.
Yeah.
So that's something like, I've been thinking about lately. I have like I'm in a mastermind group.
Yeah, I love masterminds.
Smart dudes.
Yep.
And the one thing was like, what's the best return on your time? And if it's not, you got to like delegate it or just cut it out completely.
Yeah.
And then focus on. So like I've been making some changes within my own personal businesses
That's good.
to try to adjust to that. But that's super impressive to hear like at an early age, like you realized like, hey, I want to build this business, not be in the business,
Mhm.
right? Is that like, did you kind of have that
mindset?
mindset?
I kind of always like, you're not going to, I don't care who you are, you're not going to get anywhere without putting the work in.
For sure.
You have to put the work in. And I did, and I probably did too long,
Mm-hmm.
But to delegate to 18, 19, 20, even 21-year-olds, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to like build it up first. And then, a lot of times where I was able to delegate and start hiring people, I was too busy to really get to know on who they were.
Mhm.
So I lost a little bit of time with like hiring the wrong salesperson or hiring the wrong foreman, where I would teach that foreman and then he would just leave and go start his own thing. I can't tell you, maybe 20 guys.
So that's like one of
go try and start their own shit.
The hardest parts about being in the trades, right? You find a good guy, you train them up, and they're like, wait a second. Especially if they're seeing like invoices and they're like, hold on, I could just, that had to be like super frustrating.
It is. I mean, I've had, I've had really good employees where it's like, dude, these guys are great.
Mhm.
And then I can build a crew around them. And then, a year or two goes by, they're making great money. They get themselves a house or a truck, and then they just up and leave you one day, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm in business for myself." And it's like, all right, I mean, go ahead, but it's not that easy. you know? And I would say 70% of them probably didn't make it, and some of them still have businesses to this day, and that's great. Maybe I inspired them to do that, which is great. But it's tough because you got to really hire and incentivize the people the right way,
Sure.
which has taken me 20 years to learn that. It's.
Well, yeah, I can't imagine because there's like, especially when you're building your own business, right? Like, you still want to be able to pay yourself a little something at the end of the day, right? And it's like finding that sweet spot of salary, having enough money to add the perks, like taking care of like maybe like medical insurance or some kind of coverage or something like that.
Yep.
Like, dude, building businesses is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a full-time baby. Like, it's like, it's like I give my wife props for staying at home with all the kids because I don't understand what it's like, being there full-time, changing diapers, waking up in the middle of the night because I was always out grinding or I'm dead asleep, at night, where I'm like, I don't hear the baby crying or something like that. But it's literally like taking care of a child, but it just 24/7. I mean, there's sometimes I get calls at 8 to 11 o'clock at night, which I'll take. And I tell people all the time, like, I'm always open. I am. That's how I've lived and done my business. Every one of my clients loves the fact that they can get a hold of me at any time. And some business owners are like, oh, I shut my phone off at 5 o'clock. And that's great. You might be in a spot where you have some money and you're content, but I'm not content. Business moves fast. And I'm like sitting here smiling because I'm telling you the story, but I had my quickest sale ever. I went out and met the lady on Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I'm sorry,
Wednesday, yeah.
Monday. Went out and met this lady in Gladwin on Monday at 12 o'clock. It was my only estimate for the day because I don't do a ton of estimates anymore. I do some for like if it's a big job, I do some high end stuff.
Sure.
You know, probably one of my other sales guys wouldn't have been able to do this job, like fully understand how to bid this job the right way. Called her when I was on my way. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited you're coming. The other guys that were here told me that they can't do the job." And I'm like, "What?" Like, I'm just like wondering in my head, why couldn't they do the job? Well, I get there, it's this $3 million house, and out back is the pool, but there's a huge creek that runs through the backyard before you get to the pool. So there's these two little bridges. And I look at it, I'm like, all right, this is going to be a pain in the ass, but why, I understand why these other guys said they can't do the job. I'm like, screw it, fuck it. I'll build a bridge next to it.
Yeah, like
and
a
we'll run our machinery over top of it. It's not that big of a creek. Probably like, 4 or 5 foot wide and only a foot deep. But I'm like, I've had bigger obstacles than this. Like, this is great. So typed left there, went back to the office within like a half hour, 45 minutes. Took me an hour to type the quote, $350,000. I text her and I said, "Hey, I just sent you the quote." She's like, "When you get a minute, can you give me a call?" And I was about to go on the podcast. So I called her real quick. She's like, "Hey, how can we just get this down a little bit?" I'm like, "Well, there's 3,000 square feet of flagstone around this pool. Why don't we just shorten it up to 2,000? You still have a lot of square footage and you'll save $50,000. So I retyped the quote real quick, went on the podcast. By the time I got done the podcast, she accepted. $300,000 job with change orders. Like, there will be some other change orders that she wants, but that's why I say business moves fast. Like, there's no like, if I waited a week, she might have had another quote. If I always try and get people to accept the quote and lock them in, because once they accept, they're locked into a 3 or 5% charge where they can't back out of.
Okay.
Which helps me because in the past I've had clients accept large jobs. We get to we go to start it in like a month or two, and then for some reason they back out because they might have gotten other quotes or they might have had the time to get other quotes. So that's why
you spend all that time planning.
Correct.
And then they pull the rug out on you, and it's like, fuck, so that's smart.
But a lot of sales guys also have to sit there and figure out like every little thing. Like, I have my numbers kind of plug and play. Like, I have a spreadsheet that I made where it's just like, X amount of flagstone times X amount of square feet. And that's my unit price. And then I list all that stuff. And I know I'm good within those numbers. So, and, I put on, a $10,000, almost $10,000 surcharge for dealing with the pain in the ass access to the backyard. So it'll be an awesome job. She's like one of those ladies that like will either love us to death or hate us to death. I can just tell right now, but I think she's the one that will really love us. She's just very nice, and she's seen our work. I think she knew somebody that we did work for. So she's like, "Hey, you guys do amazing work." And as long as you execute and you communicate with clients on a job like that, people get kind of scared. I don't mind the big jobs. I'd rather have like a $50,000 job all day long that we can bang out in 2 weeks, than have like a $300,000 job. We might be there for 2 months. But you got to take the good with the bad, and those big jobs give my guys job security. Know 2 months. These guys they're locked in. So,
you set yourself up for success out the gate. You showed up. You had an estimate within. Dude, like, I was having a conversation with my buddy earlier. Just like a general contractor, like taking 2 weeks to send an estimate. No. And it's like, fuck, like the job could have been done. And then if there's the quote's not good, it's like, you know what I mean? It's tough.
I've been a firm believer, and if anyone's out there watching, like listen to one, if they can listen to anything, listen to this. And I know, because like we're on track to do $7 million a year with just the Hardscape company.
Wow.
and I'm a firm believer of 24 hours. Get your quotes out within 24 hours, and people will appreciate that. Some people might get like not offended, but some people might be like, well, how'd you get it done so quick? It's like, again, I have these spreadsheets that I've built over the last 20 years, and those prices change every year. There's material.
But you have like the bulk of it to be able to plug and play.
Yeah.
I mean, I was listening to your podcast with Bob. Actually, shout out to Bob Curcio. It's actually his birthday today.
Bob. Oh, happy
My boy
birthday, Bob.
Yeah, happy birthday.
All right, get
Bob.
my shirts done now.
But dude, anytime I send somebody to him,
he's like that.
They text me back. They're like, holy fuck. They're like, he did like a rendering. He had pricing.
Yep.
He sent different quality options, all responding to my first text message. And
right away.
Like, dude, that, like, they're blowing everybody else out of the water. You know what I mean?
Well, people spend money with people that they like, and communication and, quality and quick. Like, you got to be quick.
Sure.
It's like selling a car. Like, do you want to buy it or not? And like, not to be so, and I'm not that pushy either. Like, people might say I'm a little pushy, but I'm really not. Like, I'm not going to, if I have a great conversation with somebody and they're like, yeah, we're ready to move forward, I send them the quote, I feel like they're ready to accept within a day or so. So I'll reach out to them within 2 days and, message them.
Yeah, where are we at?
Through my software and be like, hey, we had a great conversation. Do you have any questions on your quote? How else can I help you? If I don't hear back from you, I'll try you in a week. Here's my number. Text me anytime. I'm always like real big on text because I get so many damn phone calls. So I'm just like, text me anytime. And I would say 80% usually get back to me right away and text me and say, hey, no, the price isn't, where we want to be, or, no, we're not looking to do the job, or you just might be a little expensive, or how can we work through on getting it down? I'm a firm believer of sending out all my quotes with like the highest grade material, and then we can work down and scale back from there. Because people might want that wow factor in their backyard. And if that's the case, then I'm going to send you a quote for like the best material out there, and then we can scale down from there, because that gives them a like, hey, okay, this is expensive, but how can we work that price down? And then you get them to engage with you on how to get that price down. So when I'm walking through and doing all my estimates and training sales guys too, like I tell all my sales guys, like, hey, tell them like, here's the quote for your bougie premium backyard. But we can also work backwards from this quote with either, pavers, which is your mid-grade kind of material, or like a stamped concrete or concrete. And that allows them to look through the quote and then get back to you with questions, and then you engage, and then you try and sell at that point.
Yeah. And then you're building kind of somewhat rapport with them.
I know within the first 3 texts if they're going to spend money with me or not. I just kind of have that feeling. Like,
the intuition by now.
And
the reps are doing it.
Correct. And, I try not to spend too much time on those things with answering too many questions. I'm kind of like real blunt. It's like, hey, if you accept the quote, say it's a $300,000 job. Well, if you accept the quote, then we can engage in material selections and finalize your quote. You're not locked into that price. We can go through your quote in person when you come to our showroom and pick out the material. At that point, we're going to offer you a free design too. So we can, if you accept the quote now you accept the quote, we'll line you up with one of my, outdoor designers who will provide a 3D rendering for you and show you what your backyard can look like. And then, we itemize everything. And as soon as they pick out the material, because it's so tough, it's like people want you to run around and bring all this material out to their house. It's like, that's just not how it works.
You're wasting a lot of time.
You're wasting all this time trying to.
Yeah, you commit, and then I will follow up with the commitment. But if you're kicking tires.
Yep. I have one client that I'm doing that with tomorrow, but she's,
it's big.
Yeah, her house is just incredible.
Yeah.
And that's who you do want to cater to, but
sure,
it's worth the time because she's been a repeat client of mine. I know she's going to eventually do something with us, but it's a full pool backyard kind of renovation, and she's looking at spending big money. And she wants to use like marble. Like we use a company called Marmiro Stone, and they have a mobile showroom truck. So I'm meeting the showroom truck there. Her and her husband will pick out all the material.
That's kind of sick.
It's great.
Yeah.
So I thought about doing that at one point. I think I might still do that,
Sure.
but maybe down the road.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money to buy a show truck and then figure out who can actually go out and take that truck and sell that.
Yeah, you almost
product.
need like just a sales guy dedicated to that role.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, so like, dude, I have so many questions because
Let's go.
I'm
We're
just
here.
super impressed by what you've built.
I love
So
it.
like, what's your current role? Now you're saying you'll do some sales. Are you still super tied into operations, or is that a role that you've hired out for? Like, what's your day to day like?
Yeah. So going back on like the companies, like Piazza's 20 some years old.
Okay, that's the flagship. That's what you started.
Yeah,
initially.
that's my baby. So
Okay.
I was doing everything from masonry, hardscape, pool renovations, very, very little pool renovations. But I mean, one of my first years I did like 2 pool renovations. Loved it. Loved being around pools. People think I just jumped into the pool game out of nowhere, but like
You were figuring it out.
I was kind of figuring out, but the pools, like you start to see a lot of these landscapers now advertising for pools. And I don't know if I'm just the goat and I just changed the industry, but maybe, I don't know, but they're all trying to copy what I do. But that is a lot. There's a lot to know with pools. And it's like, you fuck up a pool, now you're ripping it out. There's a company down in Delaware that ripped out 2 pools last year, and they're a big company. Like, you don't want to rip out a pool.
No.
And so, tree work, I was a climber for a little while, like where I would just go climb the trees. I'd set up all my other crews and go climb a tree. Well, one of my good friends, buddy, just passed away. Rick's Tree Service. Great dude. Love that guy. He was a mentor of mine. I would call him and ask him for advice. And, he drove by a job one time. He's seen my trucks. He's seen me in a tree. He's like, he called me up. I'm in a tree. He's like, yo, is that you in that tree? I said, yeah. He's like, what the fuck are you doing in the tree? He's like, you can't make any money cutting down
In the
trees.
tree, sure.
You can't make any money in the tree. And he was real fast talker. He's like, you can't make any money. Get the fuck out of the tree. Like, get down on the ground, go sell some work. And it just kind of clicked at that point where it was like, he's right. Like, but then again, I was doing like $5,000 that day. So I was,
It made
I
sense
am making
at
money
that time.
Yeah. But you're not, the risk of you getting hurt and then, you're not able to go do sales or not able to run a company. You're not on the ground managing and going to get more work or do more sales. So that clicked, and I love him for that, because basically that's what made me click and be like, all right, get on the ground and go run work now. That's probably.
You learned the work first, though.
Yeah.
So in each one of these businesses you built, you learned the work.
Yeah.
You weren't just some kid out of college
No.
that's like, oh, I see there's good profit margins with this business. Let's dive in and try to fucking sell it.
Correct. Like, it was hard because like in the winters, I'd had to keep some guys busy so we'd do snow removal, but I wasn't that busy to keep enough guys busy or myself busy. So I'd go like steal knowledge from other companies. Like one of my good friends, Matt Morano, rest his soul. He's he passed away. He was like one of my best friends growing up, a lot older than me though, but he had a landscape company. I looked up to him at one point. And then he was doing he was a steam fitter in a 420 union. His dad had a union company. So in the winters, his dad was like, hey, do you want to drive my truck and just drop off material to all these different jobs? And I would just go crush it and just, run. I would like run nonstop to like a million different jobs and go around, pick up, material. And he liked me because I kind of knew what I was talking about with some of the pipes, some of the fittings and some of the bell housings and stuff like that, valves. And I would just go to the shop, organize each job, pick out all the material, load it up, and take it to the job every day, multiple jobs per day. And he's like, hey, I want you to stay. And I was like making decent money at that point, like $40 an hour as a young, 23-year-old kid, slow in the winter, not having any work. And I was like, you know what? I love this job, but it's just not. I need to go back.
Not what you saw.
It's not what I saw. It's not like I wanted to work for myself, and at that point, I had the tree, had the hardscape, had the landscape, which wasn't really profitable. I lost a lot of money doing landscaping. Just
Now, was that tough to like come to that realization that you needed to cut it out,
yeah.
right? Because it's like it's another one of your babies, right? And you think, I guess, like, you know, perceptually, like seeing that's what everyone else did,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, well, I have to still do grass,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, one of my other buddies, TJ Warner, owns JHL Lawn and Landscaping. He's my best friend.
Mhm.
He's a little bit older than me. Just awesome fucking dude. You know, like just one of those guys you just want to be in the room with him because he's so smart, so knowledgeable. He was also good friends with Rick. That's how I met Rick. But you know, he was always really, really good with business, but not with his hands. So
Okay.
like, you know, he would sub me work and I would go do the jobs, but I kind of was still like, hey, I just want to work for myself. Like, I just want to build this business on my own. And like I said, it took a long time, but I'm glad I did it now. And then I had, you know, I was always doing tree work. And then, you know, Rick called me one day. And he's like, dude, I'm done. Like, we were talking. I think it was either at a party or something, but we talked all the time. But he was like, I think I'm getting out of the tree business. Like, I'm just done. Like, I just don't have a passion for it anymore. I'm like, dude, don't. Like, you're the GOAT. Like, you're the legend. Like,
Yeah, I mean, when you think of tree service, you think of
you
Rex.
think of him. You know, nobody else did what he did in a short period of time and built it, you know, the way he built it. And I guess he just like lost interest or didn't want to deal with the headaches anymore. Because it's a lot of
if you don't love it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and I thought it was bullshit. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, within a year, I'm out. So I was doing a job at a guy's house, my partner now to this day, Ed, and he used to date my sister back in the day, always decent with his money, had a couple rental properties. And he was like, yo, he's like, I did a big patio and a pool out back of his house. And he's like, dude, I want to like invest in your business. I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't want any partners.
Yeah,
like,
I built this.
You know? And I'm like, but I do want to start a tree company. And I want to like kind of name it after like the pro, kind of like my, you know,
Yeah,
this is
like,
my slogan, just pro,
your
whatever.
brand.
Yeah, we'll come up with a name. And he's like, dude, I'd be down to like throw up a couple $100,000. And I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I'll give you the money whenever, you know, whatever. What do you like? Come up with a business plan. So wrote up a business plan, you know, had it all ironed out within like the first week. Like I said, business moves fast, and I knew Rick was getting out in that year's time.
So the stars kind of aligned for it.
Yeah. So, you know, going back, would I have done it on my own to this day? Yes, because partners never end up working out the way you always want it to work out.
Partnerships are tough, man.
It is tough.
Partnerships are tough, especially in business. You know what I mean? If you're someone that's starting a business, I don't know if like egocentric is like but it's like you're passionate, right? And you have a vision for something. And unless your partner's vision is the exact fucking same, you're gonna it's not gonna work out. Like Jeremy, you know, like I have these laundromats, right?
Yeah.
And you know, they're kind of capital intensive to get rolling. And you know, I have partners. Like I actually, you know, very grateful of the opportunity. Like it kind of fell on my lap out of the blue.
Yep.
Now we've scaled to 3 stores since. But I remember Jeremy telling me like only thing partners are good for is dancing. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, nah. But then, like, once you're in the thick of it, you learn, like, it's just another relationship, man.
Yeah.
And there's stuff you got to do, like, outside the business to, like, stay aligned. And
yeah, I mean, it's like a marriage, you know. Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be where I'm at as fast as I am without Ed.
Sure.
But I know I could have gotten there just because of my drive is just unreal. Like, I lay in bed and just think all night long.
Yeah, you're
like,
nuts.
I'm
the
just
best kind of
nuts.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I send emails in bed at night at like 10 o'clock at night. I'll wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and just send an email just because I'm like dreaming about something. You know?
You just got to get it.
Yeah. And I try and like every day, like write down like 5 goals. You know? And that's like really helped me a lot too, you know, just remember those 5 goals. Like and don't live for like the next, you know, 48 to 72 hours. Like only worry about the 8 hours that is ahead of you. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the future and anything past those 8 hours because you can't do anything about it now.
Sure.
You know, worry about getting done that.
Now, those goals you write down, is that like a daily goal? Like
yeah.
That's like a short term, like these are the 5 most important things I need to
Yeah.
accomplish in the next
Yep.
24 hours.
Yep.
Okay.
So everyone should have like their monthly or yearly goal
Mhm.
like set in their mind where they want to be. Like I want to strive to hit like 8 million this year. I'm on track to do 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
set a big goal, and
yep.
if you fall a little
Yep.
shy of it,
Yep.
it's still fucking good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think I would have gotten there without meeting with my accountant once a month, meeting with my financial advisor like once a month,
Mhm.
and then also a CFO. I hired a CFO this year. It's probably been the best thing that I've ever done in business, and I should have done it 15 years ago.
Mm.
And it's expensive. He's $230 an hour, which is kind of cheap because he's usually about $350 an hour. He's in rooms with guys that are billionaires,
Sure.
you know. And I found him through my commercial banker.
Wow.
Yeah, my commercial
But that's
banker.
just a whole portion of your business that you're moving from your brain, that were tasks you used to hold that now allow you to focus on the
Yeah.
things that generate your revenue.
Correct. But I have a great team underneath me. My mom retired about 4 years ago, and she came to run the office. And if I didn't
nice.
have Liz in the office every day killing it, just like me, it wouldn't work. Well, now she's killing it, but then Santos, my CFO, is also killing it, and he's only there 1 day a week.
Mm.
So them two together and me out in the field, it's like kind of like a powerhouse. And I
Sure.
should have done that, like I said, 10, 15 years ago. It would have been a game changer then. If you can afford it, do it. And especially if they actually earn that money, you know, and he does. It's just everything with classifying P&Ls a certain way, you know, like you can go on QuickBooks and print out a P&L, but it might not be classified the right way if you don't categorize certain things.
Sure.
Or if you're not capturing every job cost and every single, you know, labor cost in the office, you know, on each job,
Mhm.
you know. So I'm not the best at business. I still am learning every single day, but
You're smart enough to know that that's not your strong
well,
suit.
now I am.
And higher. But yeah, you had to
I
build
should
up.
have did it.
I mean,
10,
15 years
15,
ago,
yeah.
you know, the thought of probably paying someone $230 an hour probably would
Say,
have
get
made
the
you
fuck out of here.
fucking,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not
like,
paying you
yeah,
that shit. Yeah.
yeah,
But
man.
you know, so going back on the Pro Tree thing, you know, and that's kind of how, like, you know, I built my entities, and then, you know, for the first 3.5 to 4 years, Ed was just a silent partner. So I ran that company. I built everything up. I was the only sales guy for that company. I was the only sales guy for the Hardscape company at the time. My best year in sales, myself, did $6 million, $3 million basically for the Hardscape company, and about $3.5 million for the tree company. And I was done. I was running ragged.
Oh, you're probably cooked.
Almost went through a divorce just because I was never home. I was
Yeah.
cooked. I was always stressed out.
Yes.
My health wasn't
6
right.
million's only 3 if she takes half.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, just running ragged, you know, and I wasn't home a lot. I was, you know, I wasn't doing anything fucked up. I was out working. I was out grinding.
Yeah.
But I missed a lot. A lot.
It's tough to convey too. It's like I sometimes like fall in that where like my wife's like, can you just like calm the fuck down
Yeah.
and like be present for 2 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I gotta get all this done. Like I have to do all this. I gotta do all
Yeah.
this. And it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, obviously I have a vision of what I'm trying to build, but it's like, you know, in her eyes, it doesn't matter if I'm out at the bar drinking or I'm out working. It's just the concept of I'm not home.
Yep.
I'm not present.
Yeah.
Is what like
It's tough.
that she deals with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How many kids do you have?
So we got 2 kids.
Okay.
2, 8, and my daughter's 8. My son's 2.
Yeah.
You know, talking about a third, but she's like, if you're gonna keep running around and working all the
It's-
time, like, and she just started her own business too.
That's awesome.
So she was part time. So that's been a big adjustment for us, right? Like she's been part time since we had our daughter
Mhm.
because I work. You know, I have my W-2 6 to 3. You know, I roll and I do the real estate stuff, and then the last 2 years building out the laundromat business, and then started a podcast on top of it. I'm like, why not? There's some
why
more
not
shit
just
to
throw
make.
some more time?
Yeah. So, but I do say like this is like my like passion. This is like my outlet. This would be like equivalent to me going golfing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's like definitely valuable. Is to set
Absolutely.
some time for yourself.
Yeah. And you're networking, but you're learning things as you go. I can't tell you how much I learned from some of the people that were on my podcast, but I'm not a good people like not that I hate people. I've been burnt so many times where I don't really enjoy being around a lot of people.
Sure.
Like, same with my wife. Like, me and her, like, we just hang out low key. Like, people come over and swim and stuff, but like, I want to go to bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock, or I just want to get in bed. You know, like, I don't want to hang out and drink too much. Or
Sure.
My wife hates when I get around TJ because he's just a party animal.
He brings
I love
that
that
side
guy.
out
And he
of
brings
you.
that side out of me.
Yeah.
And she's like, you always smile and hang out, and you love hanging out with TJ. But like, when I know I'm hanging out with TJ, I know I'm just gonna let loose, and we talk about business. I mean, we bounce ideas off of each other all the time. But that's my kind of out, you know.
Dude, the podcast, not to cut your train of thought, but like, dude, like I tell everybody, like, you know, I started this because, you know, I have a lot of like interesting people within my personal network. And these are people I've known for a long fucking time, but I've learned something that can be utilized towards business or life. And I've learned something about them that I never had the chance to gain because you think about it, like when you see people, it's usually in a social setting. You're at a bar, or like, but just to have like an hour and a half of like undisrupted conversation, there's just so much value in it. And then you record it so like other people can watch it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you're giving back.
Yeah.
In a sense.
I honestly don't give a shit who watches my podcast. And like, I don't really look at how many views we had. And like, I really don't care. I honestly love connecting with certain people that I haven't seen in a while and learning other traits or learning about other people. It's kind of like, you know, not having the balls to go to a psychiatrist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because
in a sense.
In a sense, you're one-on-one talking with somebody. So that's kind of like what I like about it. I'm not great on camera. My videographer Noah's like, dude, you need to like get on camera more and like engage and go to the jobs and let's shoot this, let's shoot that. Like, that's where my son comes in. That's my son that shoots a lot of the videos.
Oh, that's your son that does that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. So, like, he kills it. And I feel like I'm with you in a sense. Like, bro, I'm not doing a fucking TikTok dance.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not me. Like,
not me.
I don't even, like, you know, I like, just since I've, like, been, like, trying to build businesses and stuff, like, you have to put something out there. People they need to know you. They need to be able to trust you or, like, get a little glimpse. But, like, I can't make videos of shit that's, like, I'm not just gonna make a fucking video because I'm trying to achieve something. Like, yo, here's a little glimpse of like me being me and what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I don't have it in me to make
I.
like the corny shit.
No.
But some people can and they can do it and they love it. But
I mean,
this is a good platform, I think, for people like that have our mentality about content.
Yeah.
Right?
For
It's
sure.
like, and then there's way more value in this than me like fucking doing something crazy on camera.
I was just telling you before we came on air, like I love Joe Rogan. I love Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan's like one of my favorite podcasters I just watch. I like the intelligent people that are on his show are just mind blowing.
Yeah, he has some wild guests. Dude, we were was just in Florida, I guess like a little over a month ago. Went to this like restaurant on the water. And my boy's like, he's like, bro, he's like, look who's sitting next to us. And I'm like, Sean Ryan's literally like 2 feet. He's at the table next to us with his wife.
Dude.
And
I would have went up to him and be like, dude, I fucking love your show.
Yo, so I like had that urge, but like when I looked over, like he was just having such a peaceful meal with his wife.
Try not to bother.
That I was like, honestly, I think like not fucking with him is better than me just like selfishly disrupting him to tell him I fuck. He probably has people time with it, but like, dude, it was very hard to not fanboy. And like I'm not a big like fan person. Yeah. Like I view everyone like everyone's a person.
Everyone's a person.
At the end of the day, everyone's just a person. We all do the same shit. Like no one's better than anybody else. But like him and like Rogan are like the same. Like I love their shows. Yeah. And they're like two people that like I'd actually be like, but I you know,
it would have been hard for like I'm not that fan. Like I don't get like excited when I see like an Eagles player. Like
dude, they're kids. The Eagles players are fucking kids now.
They are kids, and they're just people, right?
There's people.
They got a personality. They got humor. But could you imagine just being famous and everybody just coming up to you like nonstop? Yeah, it might feel good for a couple months, but like it'd probably get real fucking annoying.
Old man, you probably just like you know, I'm sure like that was a driving factor for a lot of people is to like have that fame. But like now it's probably like the driving factor is like I just want a peaceful sit down launch undisturbed with my fucking wife.
I'd rather be a billionaire that nobody knows than be a billionaire that is just nonstop publicity. You can't even take a shit without somebody being like, look, he took a shit. You know,
like what kind of life is that?
It's that,
you know,
that would not sit right with me. But Sean Ryan, he's just like, I don't know. He's just a very humble, kind of knowledgeable guy where like he just started his podcast in his attic, you know, and, you know, then moved to, you know, a small garage studio and then just build his way up. But I mean, he just interviews and he's just real. He's just a real
and he stays
guy.
consistent too.
Very consistent.
Like he's not like, you know, chameleoning around his guest.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, okay, well, tell me more about that.
Yeah.
You know?
So I enjoy watching his stuff, but like, you know, I never thought in a million years that I would have a podcast. Somebody mentioned to me a couple years ago and I'm like, nah, I don't like, I didn't have the setup, but, when I finished my display room, I had, shout out to Site One. We buy a lot of material off of them.
What company is Site One?
Site One is like they basically distribute plants, hardscape material, anything outdoor living.
Was this the guy that does the turf?
That was Amin. That was my buddy Amin. Yeah.
Bro, I worked with him.
Yeah, he's
back
a good
in the
dude
day.
Too. Yeah.
I was a busboy for him and he was a waiter at like Cascada. This is like 2003.
Yeah.
2004. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he was going by the name of Simon back then.
Simon, really?
Amin Simon. I don't know. I grew up with his brother.
Yeah.
But
dude speaks 7 different languages. He's brilliant.
That dude's funny as shit too.
Yeah, he's
like
hilarious.
not only is he like a savvy business person, he's just like fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean he's a minority contractor, so like he gets a lot of these government turf jobs, and he's just killing it. He's doing great, you know. And now he's a wholesaler for turf, where like he's getting shipments in of rolls of turf, and then just distributing them to different landscape, hardscape contractors.
Yeah, it's a sick business.
It's a great business to be in. I think turf's really going to change the hardscape industry, and we're using it a ton on a lot of our projects, which, you know, it's good because it's impervious, but it also stays green all year round, and it's nice to just lay on. You know, it's just you know, it's just like
it's grass, but you're not getting
I'm like a carpet guy, and like you just come home and just lay on the carpet. You know, especially if you have a hard day of work.
Wait, so it's considered impervious? So like if you're doing a large patio,
some townships don't consider as impervious, but I believe it is. It has weep holes in it. If you put it on clean stone, the water's going to perk right through it.
Sure.
You know, some townships do, some townships don't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like one of those kind of gray areas. But I love to use it.
Yeah, it looks sick. Yeah, you do like a nice paver patio. Boom, there's a patch of that in the middle. You throw a putting green.
Yeah.
You know, in the back. Yeah, just the dimension it adds to like the stone look. It's definitely sick. But
going back on like the podcast studio, like so I built this display room for all my clients to come in and just check out all the material, and I got a lot of it donated to me, I was fortunate to have like guys in the industry to help donate some of that stuff so we can show and sell their products. Marmiro Stone, Site One, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one, but Galantino's, and then one other one, but Pantano, yeah. So but yeah, they donated all this stuff, and you know, the one guy who brought me the material from Site One, Ryan, he was the first one on my podcast. He's like, dude, you should do a podcast studio in here. And I just bought a house down in Ocean View Township, which is 6 minutes from the beach in Seattle.
Nice.
I'm knocking that down and building a home there, putting in a pool there. But the guy that lived there before me had this like sick kind of like oak table that was, you know, done well. And I'm like, this would be perfect for the podcast room. And then I just did it. Just
things
threw
just
it together. Yeah.
Fell in place.
Yeah. And, you know, my videographer, Noah, he's like, I always kind of wanted to shoot one and edit one. And now he's doing a podcast as well. You know,
his own.
He's doing his own now.
Oh, nice. About like content creation.
More like church and like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's like
that's
real
what's
big
up, man.
into, you know,
his faith
and all that stuff. And he's, like I said, he's 19 years old, smart kid. Actually, probably going to be 20 soon, but very smart kid, and you know, Christian as they come, you know, and I love him for that because he's just straight edge as possible. Doesn't drink,
good values,
no bad habits, and he's gonna be something one day, definitely. You know, that that kid's got the mind of like a millionaire, a billionaire, you know, like
Yeah.
he will be something one day.
How'd you pick him up? Was that just like I
Um,
think you mentioned.
yeah, it was like I think I put something on Facebook and it was a referral from Facebook, but his dad actually works for like another landscaper down the corner. So he's like, hey, yeah, you know, my dad. And when I interviewed him, I'm like, yeah, this kid, he's a good kid, but like, I need somebody full time. And he's like, well, I can't really do full time. I'm still in college, but in the winters and like, or the summers, I can do full time. So I'm like, all right, that's perfect. So he's been with us for about 3 years now. And
Oh, shit.
yeah, he's been with us for about 3 years now. So,
Nice.
I think it's his senior year in college this year. And when he graduates, I'm like trying to like pick his brain. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you still going to be full time? I think the money that I'm paying him is so good. And like, you know, that I don't see why he wouldn't, but I still give him the flexibility. Like, he still has the flexibility to go do anything else he wants, you know? So he's in the office 6 hours a day now, but puts in 40 hours a week at home editing and stuff like that. And then he's out shooting content, doing the websites. A brilliant kid. I mean, so brilliant.
Yeah, all your content, like it looks like professional.
He does a good
You know what I
job.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. Like I think I first came across you on like Facebook.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this dude owns a shit ton of businesses, and he's got very I guess digestible content.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So definitely worth his money.
I didn't want it to be too corny, but like
Yeah,
and
but it's
Noah and my sister runs like the advertising side of things with Noah.
okay.
So my sister started about a year ago. She's been through the ringer herself, you know, with you know all types of issues, but she's back. I tell her
Nice.
every day I'm proud of her. She's awesome. And I told her, you know, the last time I told her, she was sitting in her car about to kill herself and had nowhere to live. And I'm like, you ain't coming to my house again. You fucked that one up, you know, but you go get your shit together. I promise you when you come out, I'll hook you up with rent for your first couple weeks and then I'll give you a job again. But you need to be straight. You need to be straight and narrow. I'm not fucking around anymore. You know, this is like the 8th time I helped bail her out, you know, and when she got out, I think she really, it really clicked this time.
It's good, man.
So after, you know, 10 or 12 years of going through that shit with her, it's just like she's going to be dead. She's either going to die or she's going to be in jail. She did 2 years in the state prison at one point, and she came out, and I thought she was good then, and then went right back to the same shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the addiction's tough.
It's so tough. Everyone is, you know, has someone in their life that they know that is addicted to something. You know?
Yeah, especially when someone like your sister, like I dealt with it. Like, you know, my father was a big addict. You know, great guy, good heart. Yeah. But, you know, he just had demons he couldn't fucking escape. And that was just life. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
it's tough to shake.
Yeah.
It's tough to shake.
But you do get to a point where you're like, you know, he did end up passing away, I guess, like a year and a half ago, something like that. But,
I hear that.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. When he died, I was like, that actually took a lot fucking longer than I thought. I'm actually surprised he made it into his 60s, and then he didn't even overdose.
Yeah,
fucking ended up dying in a fire, which is fucked up.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, it is tough. But that's awesome that like you've built something that, you know, you basically saved her life in a sense. Like you've built something that you're able
I love her. You know, it's your family. You
help your family out.
Always take care of your family.
You know, like I think that's also like that's a big driving factor for me. You know, why I want to be successful in business and you know, I'm not chasing money to have a fucking Escalade, and you know, I do have Rolex, whatever. I bought that years ago, but like I just want to be the person in my family that like I got you. You know what I mean? Like if I love you, I'm there to support you, and I have the means to. Yeah. You know, so I guess that's probably a similar
I mean,
factor for you in a sense.
I feel like, you know, like not for nothing, my dad and mom, I can't go to them for money because they don't have much money. You know, so like I always looked at them working so hard and being like, I love them for that because they gave me that drive, but they don't really have much to show for, like other than a house or whatever, like car, and they raised us kids, so you know maybe they just weren't in that position to do, you know, go start their own business. Maybe they didn't take that leap because they were afraid. Like you know what they're teaching in school nowadays is just go work for the man. It's like this is America. Like go out there and just kill it. You know, like
the land
people
of opportunity.
come here from other countries and become very successful because all they give a shit about is just working and providing for their family. And so that was like my thing too. And I had kids at a young age and got in trouble. So it was like, what else are you going to do? You're going to go be a dickhead and go hang out with these losers?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to get your shit together and provide for your family? And my dad always took care of us. I mean, he used to drive from Norristown to New Jersey to pick us up every other weekend. Like I saw that in him, but you have kids, you need to take care of your fucking kids. Like that was my core value in life is like, hey, how are you going to support these kids? Well, you can't support them just, working a 9 to 5. Like you need to go out there and kill it, like work harder, make more money. So that was always my thing. And just, I was a real big firm believer on just taking care of the kids that you have. And like, you're that dumb to have that many kids at a young age. You need to be able to take care of them. So, I'm not going to sit back and say it was all kosher and I didn't make certain mistakes along the way, but for the most part, I was just, every single day waking up and grinding and killing it.
Yeah. Head down, just fucking working.
Yeah. When other guys were like going to the bar every weekend, if I wanted to go to the bar, it's like, hey, you need to be up at 5:30 tomorrow morning, so you better make sure you don't drink too much. And the days that I did drink too much, I wasn't laying in bed all day. I was going out there and killing I was like, I'm fucking never drinking again. Like you just have to have that mindset. For a short period of time, I was working all day doing landscape and hardscape, and then I got this rare opportunity where I was able to go down to the city and demo at nights because the guy that was working on the 15th Street Walnut building didn't want anybody to find out that they weren't having union employees do that demo. And we're going back maybe 15 years ago now, but I was getting paid like $900 a night to bring in a guy, my dump truck, and myself.
Just to haul shit
Just to haul the trash out of there and demo the whole skyscraper floor. Like we were just in there just demoing and cutting shit out of the way, and it was easy because it was just demo work. But there's times where I wanted to crawl up on the side of this like cabinet and just go to sleep, but I was out of there by 5 o'clock. I'd hit the dump and then go right to work. I'd dump my truck in the morning. The dump's open at 6 and just go right to work.
7. But
you can only do that for so long if you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
And I did it for about 5 months straight, and then I was done, but I made great money. I think on my podcast the other day, I was telling my financial advisor, it's like these kids out here just want to work and go home and like spend all their money that they make. And they're like, hey, I can't get ahead. Well, it's like, go work, have that money that you make for your benefits, your toys, your fun or whatever, but have another job, like deliver pizza or do something else to save that portion of that money. It might be only $300 a week, but save that.
Yeah. Have it to do something with, invest.
Or like you want to get ahead. That's how you get ahead. You don't get ahead by just working a 9 to 5, sitting at home all day, and then sitting at home.
Especially not anymore. Like maybe our parents' generation. I think we're the first generation of like, bro. You like I've always worked 2 jobs just because I'm out of my mind, and I just I don't know. I just who I am. Like I just like fucking staying gainfully employed. Yeah. Right. If not, I will sit at a bar for 12 hours a day. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, like people used to be able to work like just a fucking normal day job and have a fucking shore house, a fucking boat, 2 cars. Yeah. Not anymore. Like that doesn't exist.
Too expensive. Like, it's just too expensive to live now.
It is. It really is. And, I think there's definitely a huge shift, with society and realizing that and more people building businesses and, taking the chance on themselves. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, dude, I'm, 2 years, a little over 2 years into this laundromat thing. So I work all day, build the laundromats. I was doing a lot of real estate stuff before the laundromats.
What's your full-time job now?
I work for Pico.
Pico, okay.
Yeah, so I have
a great career, though.
Yeah, it's a great career, right? And, it's something I worked very hard for. Like, I didn't have a fucking parent, uncle, cousin. Like, I fucking busted my balls for fucking years to get into there. And then, like, similar to what you're saying, like, I see, I used to work in power plants, and I see these dudes in their 60s and 70s. Like, they can't fucking retire because they got married 3 times. Their bodies are fucked up. So that's when I was like, okay, like, I could either work here 12, 14 hours a day, or I could work here 8 and then build something outside of here on my own that, like, I can be with my family. You know, I can take fucking phone calls, show houses. Well, you just have some flexibility.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like something I noticed early on.
What refineries did you work in? Like, you still working in certain refineries?
Yeah, so I worked, you know, I started out, I worked for GE when I was out of school. I did reactor services. I was working underneath nuclear reactors with fucking dudes from Alabama making $14 an hour, getting smoked. Then I worked for a company called Siemens. I built, it was in like a big machine shop in North Jersey, building steam turbines. But then from there, I worked at Eddystone, generation plant, the Pico plant. Then I was at Limerick Nuclear Plant for 7 years.
Wow.
And then the last 4 or 5 years, I've been high voltage electrical with Pico on the utility side.
My dad worked at Limerick back in the day.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think he was in charge. Like, do those power plants drop like certain types of soot, or they used to back in the day, and there was like tunnels underneath of those plants. And he was telling me that he would just run like a skid steer machine and like load out the soot from the bottom of those.
Yeah, they used to have like the ash catchers for all of the you know, the soot, and like they had like these SO2 processing plants. But yeah, they would have a fucking guy 24/7.
Yeah,
like just hauling
all the
shit from one building to the other to have it processed. And
he was one of those guys a long time ago. Yeah. But every time we used to drive by him as kids, he was like, I used to work there.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked up. Like Eddystone especially, like everything's asbestos. Like a lot of the dudes that was 2009, I was there. Like, dude, a lot of those guys are dead.
Yeah,
like mesothelioma, like fucking shit from being around coal. But like they didn't know what we know now. They just knew like, you know, I just gotta fucking work.
Just gotta work.
They crushed it. These dudes were making $100K a year in like the 80s, which is like 500 grand now. Yeah, you know.
My father-in-law worked at the refinery in the as an inspector down at I forget what it was called, the Philadelphia refinery, the one that blew up.
Yeah, right. Whatever, like under the Platte. Is it Platte or the 291
It was
bridge?
gone now.
Yeah,
but
it's flat.
He was an inspector over there, and I think he had like something wrong with his eye, so he was out for like a couple months, and that's when it blew up. And he was just like, they're like, hey, I guess you're gonna need to retire now because there's no job for you. And he's like, all right, whatever, you know. So now he's like itching me to like do some work. Like, hey, can I do something for you? Do this, do this. So
probably could if he was an inspector. He could probably do some kind of like project management.
Yeah, I mean, I just would like him to run around. We're doing more work in down the Jersey shores.
Okay.
So that's why I was down there this morning
today, right?
Yeah, woke up 4:30, drove down there, set up a crew, helped them a little bit because it was just a job where I just needed a little bit more hands on deck. Shook some hands with the builders that we're working for. They have 6 pools they're in the middle of right now that are completely screwed because the pool contractor that was down there fucked up all this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, half the plumbing's wrong. They didn't put in the jets. The tile wasn't done on this pool. So I'm going in and fixing all these pools now. And then I'm going to start building new pools for them. So they got 6 that I'm fixing, and they have 7 that are on deck for me to do. Which is just
that's
insane.
Awesome.
Avalon, Stone Harbor, and Cape May is just nuts. So
big dog.
I hooked up with the right guys down there, so it's good because that'll give me, you know, another form of cash flow in a different area, and then I can capture everything in between. You know.
Yeah, you're closing the gap. I mean, like all across Jersey, right?
But it worked out because when I bought that property down there in August of last year. Now I'm storing shit down there, and now I have a home office where I can write off, and I can also have a New Jersey address and be a New Jersey contractor. So I got that all taken care of. That's all up to date. We're about to demo the house, and then I also have a showroom down there. If I'm not down there and clients want a pool, I just go to my house. Here's my pool that I built. Yeah. I mean, it's not done, you know, I got a demo, but they'll be able to get into the backyard and at least take a look at what, you know, we built.
Dude, that's crazy, bro.
So that was my goal. Again, that was my goal when I first started my pool company. I'm like, hey, dude, like I want to build pools here, but I want to build pools here. Like we built a couple in Rehoboth 2 years ago. That's a little too far. I'm like, I don't want to be down that far.
Yeah, Jersey, hour and a half.
Hour and a half. It's cruise down there. You know, my in-laws are on 44th Street in the Bay, so they have a big house down there, and I can go stay there anytime. And then, with my house being down there now, I can't really stay in there. Like,
Yeah,
It's not like
habitable.
well, it kind of is, but it's like, dude, this
It's
is
rough.
kind of scary. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I pulled the hatch going into the basement. It looks like an old wine cellar, and there was like a 4-foot snake skin in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm not staying here.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
probably
fuck
6
with snakes.
feet now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So-
Oh my god. Yeah, it's sick. So like, oh man, I could probably talk for fucking hours about this. So with the pool company, did you start like 2020? I guess like in that big kind of pool rush when everyone's at home and interest rates are
Yep.
fucking low and everyone's throwing them in.
Yep.
So do you find like a lot of people that started around that time are kind of like either not around, belly up, or you're constantly just going and fixing their fucking mistakes?
Yeah. So again, just firm believer on trying to do things right, and that's why and that's why I said to you earlier, like, yes, you have to delegate and run a business, but you can't just leave guys to go do certain things because some guys either are capable or not capable. It's very hard to find key guys that know how to do pools, how to excavate, how to do the plumbing, how to do all this stuff. Like, so it's taken me 5 or 6 years to find those key guys, and I got them now. But I still want to be on site day one digging that pool. I have to be hands-on digging that pool because I am the one that either sold that pool or my other 2 sales guys sold that pool. I only have actually 2 guys that sell pools, me and Medi. Because we're the only ones that know how to really put the project together and be honest with the client. I had a couple other guys in the past 2 years that were selling pools, but they left money on the table or the jobs weren't profitable because they didn't charge enough. So I'm like, you know what? Nobody's selling pools except for me and Medi.
Okay.
And but my selling feature to them is also, hey, I'm on site day one.
People fucking love that.
People love that. They want to see you there. They want to see you the progress. And I can't tell you. I mean, I want to say like, every single job I've been on that I've dug a pool for, day one, by the end of the day, they're like, Jim, this is amazing. Can't believe you're here. I mean, you said exactly what you were going to do. You know, it's tough also telling people that you hit rock. Like we hit rock on a job before. It's a $14,000 upcharge for that client. But I was there telling them that, not somebody else, not a project manager, not a sales guy.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, and it sucks going to tell people that, hey, this might be X amount. You know,
Yeah, but it's coming from you, not a fucking sales guy.
But
you're not like
they're
fucking
okay with that because I told them when we started, like, hey, this area might be a real rocky area. Like we may hit rock, and I have rock clauses, and I explain that to them, and I go through that process with them. So if you were just a sales guy that worked for me and didn't quite understand how to dig a pool or just, read or, had some sort of information on how to do a pool, but not understand or fill in the client those different pieces, that causes a lot of stress and agony on my part when we go to dig a pool, when we go to start a pool, and when we through the project. It's just bad blood right off the start.
Sure.
So I love being there. Yeah, during COVID, pretty much started. I always did pool renovations, and I was fixing a lot of people's pools, and I was just like, I'm sick of fixing.
It's the best way to learn how to do it the right way.
Yeah,
Figure out all the wrong shit.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times where I've had clients call us and be like, "Hey, we had our tile and coping done, 5 to 6 years ago, and it's completely trashed." It's because, and again, going back and doing things by the book, we had our plaster done 5 years ago, and it's fallen off already. Well, how did they prep it? Did they hydroblast all the old plaster off before they put the new plaster on? Did they bond coat? Did they waterproof behind the tile? Like, there's certain things that you really need to know that I've learned over the years, but I kind of perfect it. So like, when you go to put tile on in a shower, you red guard your mud, your walls. It's just like that for tile on a pool. It's called hydro band. It's blue. You just blue guard. I call it blue guard because you just blue guard everything before you slap your tile on. That helps that water leaching through the cement, and that cement holds moisture, and it's going to freeze in the winter. So there's just certain things that I've learned over the years. And that stuff's expensive. For 5 gallons, it's $400.
It's something that someone might cut the corner on. You guys are just doing it right
again,
out.
For 5 gallons, it's $400. That's expensive shit right there.
Yeah,
but that 5 gallons basically does 4 pools. So if you think about it, an extra $100 on top of an extra pool to go,
it's pennies.
To go the extra mile, it just pays to go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not perfect. There's jobs where my guys might have fucked up and did something wrong. You call me right up. We're going back and fix
You're
it.
fixing it.
You know what I mean? So, and then we might fix it better that time, you know, or it might be an issue because my project manager overlooked something. So, but the structure in the business, going back on for the pool and hardscape, we have 4 sales guys, me, Mehdi, Dan, and Bruce, and then we have project manager Dan, who handles just the hardscape side of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the project manager for all the pools. I handle all the pools. Then I have Frank, Chris, Josh, Cruz, and a Mexican guy on the pool side of the company. Frank handles a lot of the project managing with me on the pool side of things. He's a master plumber, plumbs all my pools. Chris handles all the technical side of the pool stuff. He's also a master plumber, can plumb any pool. And then Josh does all the service with the Mexican guy. And then Cruz does a lot of the weekly service and vacuums and plaster care and stuff like that. So it works. And I have Jamie that runs that side of the company. Becky's in the office. She runs the landscape and answers the phones and helps with the schedule. She takes all the marketing information. So like once a week, we have a weekly team meeting with everyone in the core kind of group. And Becky will put a sheet in front of me and say, okay, we had, 35 leads this week. Where did each lead come from? Like down to a statistic sheet, like a pie graph. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's taken me a while to get here, but that's what I want. And that's how you can see where those leads came from.
What works, what doesn't.
What
fucking
works.
Hammer this.
Yeah. Hammer this, hammer Facebook if this is working. Well, Facebook's not working.
And I'm sure changes. So that's great that you guys are
changes.
you have someone designated to manage that.
And again, going back with Drew, where you talked about with like Claude or ChatGPT, like it would have taken her 2 days to put together that information.
Oh, I know.
Now
So
she just plugs and plays it, and it spits out this whole sheet. So AI is great. Don't be afraid to use it.
Yeah.
But that's what it's great for. Things like that, where it takes forever to like manually input everything.
Like a spreadsheet, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a computer guy. It would take me 2 weeks to make. I just made a spreadsheet for a client. She wants to see a bunch of houses, condos in Center City, and they're all different. Fucking everything's so different. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I'm like, oh, I have all the info. Boom, right in Claude. Bam, I have this beautiful spreadsheet I can share with her, and we can go back and forth and edit stuff. Like, dude, there's so many uses of AI.
Yep.
But it's awesome that like when you do start implementing it, just the time it saves is remarkable.
So much time. So delegating certain things is tough for me in that side of the business. But then I'm a certified crane operator. I have Lift Pro that we just basically we closed Lift Pro down and basically bundled it in underneath the Pro Tree.
Okay.
Because that was a union company.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I had 4 union employees with that company at one point. It was me, my partner, and then 2 operators and 1 mechanic. So 5, technically on payroll. In that 5 years of being a union crane operator and paying union dues, we basically lost about $1 million.
Wow.
Just to the hall, to the union.
Yeah.
It was expensive. You had to pay those people certain rates. It was great just for the 401k and the benefits and the health insurance and all that. So, but it just cost too much money, and we weren't really getting anything out of it other than qualified operaters.
Yeah, the union's more for like that's like you got to be a corporation. Yeah,
man.
like we just actually got done going on strike.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, we won. We fucking won. Actually, I have the presidents coming on. Do you know Larry? Anastasia, the president of 614.
Sounds very familiar.
He's like an East Lansdowne guy. I think he's like early 40s.
Yeah,
but he's a friend of mine. And man, like, bro, you've built some shit.
Dude, crazy.
And you're still building some shit.
I'm still grinding. I don't want to like put out my next business out there, but it'll be happening in like less than a year or so. But I'm gonna try and grow that one like crazy.
Fuck yeah.
It's an easy one to grow, but with that company, so I have AI, and Noah's actually helped me with this. 19-year-old kid helped me with this. It was my idea, and he is,
it's like, here it is.
Brilliant. Yes, he does all that stuff for me, but like brilliant idea. So like you'll be able to go on to this basically app and plug and play your information, and it'll spit out your own estimate for you.
Mm-hmm.
Estimators like me don't have to come out to your job anymore. You have to input pictures. You have to input certain things, certain measurements, other pictures. It'll pull from satellite images. It'll basically, when you're done putting in all your information, it'll spit out your quote, your price. You want to change some things. You want a little bit cheaper. This is how you can maybe get a little bit cheaper. I mean, it could be pretty wild. And it'll be for like, not every single service business, because it's tough to do this type of application for every single service business, but it'll be for like, you know, at least five to seven different, you know, company, service-based businesses. And then once it spits out your quote, the client accepts. They then pre-book their dates that they want. And they basically kind of not see our schedule, but it's blocked off where our schedule's blocked off where other people accept it. Not only will it say, congrats, you accepted your job, it'll put you put your schedule on there, but it'll also, at that point, be able to mail to 17 or 20 of your different neighbors in that area and say, Jane Smith just accepted a quote with us. She's getting her job done on this day. Do you guys want to sign up? And it shoots them their own estimate platform to be able to go in and see if they want anything done.
That's fucking next level.
It's crazy. So me and Noah have been working on this for a long time, like not a long time, but maybe 5-6 months. Mm-hmm. And we're like almost done and like gonna try and launch it here soon. But that's so much to do on the back end.
Yeah.
And like I said, this kid's just working himself like a dog. But I'm like, Noah, you
might not need a job after college if this thing takes off, brother. Yeah.
So, which is good. And then, you know, you can get into like, all right, if our business doesn't actually do the work, now you're vetting qualified subcontractors to do that work, and those contractors will be able to bid on those jobs. It's mind blowing. Like,
and then you're actually going to be buying back all of your fucking time, because it's basically you're creating your brain.
Yeah.
Like reproducing your brain in that
without having to go waste time going to do estimates. Yeah. That's my biggest downfall, is like driving all over the world. I mean, I can't tell you how many miles. Like, you know, I just bought that Tesla probably a year ago. It's got 20,000 miles on it.
Yeah, you're moving.
Know, like my truck, you know, it's 3 years old. It's got 50,000 miles on it. So like, you know, you have to have somebody very intelligent in the office to answer the phones and scan through those deadbeat leads. Mm-hmm. But also it's your job as a salesperson to then go sell those deadbeat leads. Like, I've converted leads that I thought were complete shit, but sold myself on the property and got it done. You know, so it's like tough to be like that, to like, hey, but you know, like some people are just out there window shopping. You can tell right away. Sure. Hey, I had 5 estimates done. Yeah, I had 5 estimates. I want you to come out. It's like, we're probably not going to come out if you already have 5 estimates.
Yeah. We're not going to tell you anything groundbreaking beyond what
I'm not going to give you my knowledge, too, and tell you my ideas. And
so
have someone else use them.
Chop some other fucking guy.
Yeah, so I'm just like blabbing on here.
Nah, dude, this is all like,
this is what,
bro, like, this is what people want to fucking hear.
Yeah.
Like, this is all like, I feel like you watch some podcasts and they're like, oh, well, you know, you have to be driven and fucking cold plunge in the morning and you'll be successful. Like, you're telling that you're spreading the knowledge of like what fucking goes on a micro level to lead to you being able to achieve this much success. You know,
I do believe that working out is great for your mindset in business. I mean, like I said, there was a period of time where I beat myself up. I didn't work out at all, gained all this weight, but I was working 1 million hours a day. And once I started working out, it helped me with business too.
Oh yeah.
I'm in like a slump now where it's like, I think I have like another hernia. So so I'm like,
injuries blow.
Injuries suck, dude. It's tough to work out. Like, I was in like the best shape of my life probably 2 months ago, where I was like running miles, you know, working out. I put on some decent weight. I was like 185, you know, like haven't been 185
That's good
since high school. But I'll get back into it. I have that mindset, and I was, you know, you just got to wake up and kill it every single day. You know, I try to. There's some days where I just don't even want to get out of bed because I'm stressed out. Yeah. But someone inside of me is like, get the fuck up.
Yeah, the working out thing, man, like I feel it. Like, I guess it was like 2 years ago, I tore my pec Same thing as best shape of my life. And I fucking
gotta hurt.
tearing my pec bench in. And then like I held it together for a while, but then just the businesses and everything, like I got derailed and I'm just like still fighting. With the weeks I get those like 5 workouts in, like it does something that like something you might get stressed out about something and you can just handle it better.
Yeah.
Like I didn't work out this week and I was like I woke up in the middle of the night last night. I was like, fuck, I got to do this tomorrow. Like, you know, if I was working out, I'd one, be too tired to wake up in the middle of the fucking night. But two, like I think it just mellows it brings you, it grounds you in a sense. So
it definitely
it's definitely necessary.
I mean, I've been going on almost a full year and a half since I started really working out again. I feel so much better about myself waking up. I mean, Jeremy tried to get me on those peptides and I did, and I felt great on those.
Yeah.
But you really just don't know what you're putting in your body. Like, it's too new, I guess. I mean,
I've tried them. I was on the testosterone for years and stuff like that.
But there's only so long that you can be on that stuff. Like,
then you feel like worse than before. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I feel like fucking dog shit. My blood pressure's through the roof. I'm still fat. Like,
it's not getting me
it
anywhere.
Ain't working anymore. So
I mean, it's all what you put in, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you got to eat. You got to eat.
The diet's
clean.
the biggest.
The diet's the biggest thing. Like,
and it's the easiest and hardest thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I just have to eat fucking grilled chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I've heard of people changing their diet, like having cancer and changing their diets completely and progressively getting better.
Yeah.
On, with cancer from just changing their diet. So it's like what you eat. I mean, the sugars.
Sugar's horrible.
The sugar is horrible.
I actually did like earlier this year in like January. I think I did like 47 days without any added sugar. My fucking joint pain was gone. I fucking leaned out. I felt so good. But then like the second you start eating again, it's like a drug.
Yeah.
And then you're just boom, back hooked.
I was big on fasting for a while. I think I took it like
a little too far.
Where I was just like, so black coffee is my addiction. Like, but I feel like I could quit anything tomorrow. You know, like I smoked cigarettes back in the day. One day I just woke up and quit. I smoked a vape. One day I just woke up, haven't touched a vape since. You know, like
you have the willpower.
I have that willpower. Never was like addicted to any alcohol or any type of like, you know, I've had multiple surgeries, like, you know, painkillers. Never got addicted to them. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad I never liked painkillers. I would eat them, get real itchy, and throw up. And I'm like, how the fuck do people like these things? This fucking sucks
itchy
balls.
As shit and just feel sick. It's like, this ain't fun. I don't want to be that guy. But, you know, I smoke when I drink a couple beers. I have a couple cigarettes, but I mean, I shut it right down Monday.
That's good, man. Yeah, right now I'm fucking those. You saw me throwing those Zins in.
Oh, I love Zyn, but again, I'm not like addicted to it. It's just like something that kind of like gives you a little pop.
Yeah.
After the coffee kicks off, but you know, like
I actually saw a study. This guy was told he was like, I guess it was a real estate guy, and he had a sales team, and then they actually like noticed they had like high performers, so they started to try to see like what they were doing during the day and why some were performing better than others. And it was like the ones that consumed more nicotine were the higher performers.
I mean, it literally makes you jittery. Like, there's some days where, like, I feel like I'm having a heart attack, and I'm like, I only do the 3s, right? I don't do the 6s, but like that would have given me probably a heart attack. But there's like one time I was like laying in bed and I didn't do shit but put a Zyn in my mouth, and I'm like, holy shit, I feel like I'm having a heart attack. So I took the Zyn out, waited like 15 minutes, and I was good. So I'm like, all right, maybe I had too many Zyns that day, but I mean, maybe it's a small habit, but I could kick it if I really, really wanted to. I just enjoy it. You know?
That's where I'm at. I did quit these, I think, leading up to the holidays. I think I did like 70. I like doing that. I like challenge myself. I've done it with drinking. I've quit drinking for like 2 years at a time. You know, I think I'll just do just to make sure I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, check yourself.
And then it's like you realize you feel fucking great without it. And it's like, yeah, I don't need this shit. So I'm big on that. Yeah. Definitely big on like keeping the reins in.
I need to try that. But I did like a 72-hour fast once where like I thought I was going to like just die.
They're tough.
But they're super tough. And I cheated a little bit, so it's not like a major fast, but like I was pretty like
you're out selling a job and you're like, sorry, I might pass out right now.
Well, like, that's where what was happening. Like I was getting lightheaded, weak, and like they say bone broth. So I was drinking like bone broth to try and keep those nutrients in you. But like just the coffee, the Zyn, and Water wasn't cutting it.
Dude, I did one this year. I made it, I think I made it 69 hours because I was coming in to film a podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I like don't think I can cognitively make it through an hour conversation without consuming something.
Yeah, no.
So
it's kind of dangerous too, right? I guess. I mean, in a sense, but like cavemen and like people back in the day that didn't have food for days would do, like
that's what they
were
do.
able to do it.
Yeah, that's another thing they say. Like people with cancer, like the diet, the adding fasting. You know, it's cool that we're in a point in time where knowledge is so readily available, and then it's just
Pick
upon
up
you.
your phone, dude.
Yeah,
That's it.
There's so much shit.
It's nuts how much like
There's good and bad.
yeah.
I say it with everything.
Well,
like
yes.
you know what I mean? Like we have knowledge of so much, and like you know you can doom scroll. Like I was doing this thing where I was blocking myself out of like social media. I got like it's called the brick, and it was like a physical lock in my office. I got an hour a day, and then it ended up like I guess it did an update and fucked my phone up, and I couldn't get on Instagram for like a month. And I was like, it was a nice little reset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would probably say if I didn't have businesses, I definitely wouldn't be on it.
No.
I don't. I literally spend too much time on it. I know I do,
Mhm.
but I can't but I can't not have it because of the business.
Yeah, you're talking to people. You're fucking.
Oh, dude, I had like, you know, 2 days a week or so, if not more. I'm getting leads on there, and sometimes my office gets them, but like sometimes my office doesn't answer right away on like a Saturday or something.
Sure.
You know, like so I need to answer right away. Again, business moves fast. Like you get work from Facebook, you want it to be quick, but you know. And not to mention, like, everybody wants to see what you're doing nowadays. Like, people are on it 24/7.
Yeah.
So they want to see exactly what's going on. And that's why it's great. The downside to it is, like, you're on it too much, you know? And there's no way to really stop it.
No.
Like, with my younger kids, like, I'm a firm believer, like, in not really giving their iPads to them at certain times of the day.
Yeah.
They do need it to go to, like, they literally need it to go to bed now. And, like, my wife's just, it's easier.
Yeah, we're the same way. We tried.
It's
and then,
tough.
like, you know, like our daughter, she's 8. And yeah, there's some days she's on it for a few hours.
Yeah.
But then there's other days she's playing with Barbies for like fucking 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I feel like I kind of gauge, like, as long as that balance is still there, that she's not becoming like an incel,
Correct.
like, I'm cool with it. You know, the baby, he's 2, he's at that age, we want to go out to dinner. He just
give
freaks
me
the
iPad.
fuck out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, here, watch Monster Trucks for the
Yeah.
next half hour and chill the fuck out. And he's like, Monster Trucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So that's where it's good.
There's a
but,
nice balance.
Like, I love my kids for that reason because they're not addicted to it. They don't actually need it. But the days we're outside by the pole barn, I have a little pole barn where we like work on all of our dirt bikes and stuff. And my kids love riding dirt bikes.
Yeah, so they're being kids.
I built a little pit bike track out back of our house for the dirt bikes. We go
Nice.
out there after work, and the boys just ride dirt bikes all afternoon till dark. And then like Haley's running back there. She's dirty, covered in mud. But it's great because they're not inside just sitting on their phones, you know?
Sure.
And that's kind of why I did it, to interact more. Or we're by the pool, or like we're doing something like just getting out of the house and not being on social media or the pool or, you know, on their iPads. It's great. And that's why I'm okay with them having it. But when I catch like my 10-year-old or my 9-year-old Jackson, he's the wrestler of the kids. When I catch him like on like Instagram or TikTok, he's on TikTok. He's not on anything else. But when I catch him on like YouTube Shorts and for too long, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, cut it.
You're not getting it tonight. You know, and he's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like, you're not getting it tonight. Like, and then like sometimes he'll like stay up till like 11 and play video games. So he never has given Colleen a problem with getting up and going to school. I told him
that's the stop.
Well, that's where like if he did give her a problem, that's when I would just cut it and yank it out of his room. You know, I was never a big video game guy, but
they always frustrated me.
yeah, I was never good at them,
Yeah,
so
like,
I just
fuck
never.
this. Yeah, same.
I did like Madden back in the day, but and Halo. A couple of my buddies were like really
Halo was
good.
tight
Yeah,
at that point
Halo
in
was
time.
good,
You know,
yeah.
high school.
Oh, dude, we would
middle
just sit
school.
around, drink, play Halo all on a Friday night. It was great.
Yeah, but it's like interactive. You're socializing. You know what I mean? It's not just
Yeah.
like you're dedicating fucking your entire life to some journey or
Yeah.
some shit.
But then again, social media is great for advertising and business.
Yeah.
So everyone should be on it for that business.
Dude, I had a kid on here. I don't know if do you know Nick Massini. Nick wholesales houses. He's friends with Jeremy as well.
Think
Dude,
so.
he was like, if I had to completely restart my business tomorrow, he's like, I would go on fucking Facebook. He gets so much business just from social media.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I have other forms of marketing, but like this is my main, and it's awesome that like that's exists. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like companies back in the day, like would have to spend like millions of dollars on like fucking putting TV commercials out and like all this shit. And now we can just literally do it from our phones.
Do it. Yeah. It's free advertising.
Yeah.
But there's so many people doing it now. It's like, who do these clients choose now? Like, I like to say that I was one of the first on Facebook advertising for like hardscape and patios, because as soon as Facebook came out, I seen like one or two other people do it, and I just saw the opportunity. So every single homepage, now you go on a homepage and ask for a hardscaper, there's like 20, 30 comments within the first 10 minutes.
Seconds, yeah.
And it's like, wow, like who do I choose? And like these customers may choose a guy that doesn't use clean stone underneath their patios and modified stone. Well, you wonder why this guy's cheaper than us. And he might just be a landscaper. I get it. Kids start it. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But
at least now they can click. They can see your product. They can see you. And then, you know, you don't come off as like salesy. Like, look, this $1 million, like, this is like, yo, this is what the fuck we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I think now more than ever, people are seeking that.
Yep.
Like, I know that's how I am. Like, I want to work with somebody that's like fucking like me in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want the suit, the whole sales pitch bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I just got on Facebook again. Because it's kind of like a cesspool.
Yeah.
And you know, I get on the first day I posted, I was like, yeah, if anyone wants to buy, sell real estate, fucking talk about Pokemon cards or gamble on Korean baseball at 4 a.m., like give me a shout. Dude, I had like 6 people text me about real estate.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That's great. Yeah.
Like, dude, one little post to that kind of, then like obviously like, you know, we got to work on converting, but like conversations with people I would have never thought to reach out to.
Yeah.
So,
which is great. I mean, you know, you almost need it to have a business.
Yeah.
I mean, you do. I kind of want to let like Noah and Ashley run more of the leads, and not worry about it too much. It's kind of like, I don't know. I just find myself on it too much, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta shut my phone down, or I gotta do something just to stay off of it, you know. But
it's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough. My wife was just getting on me about it. You know, she was like, "Bro, you're glued to your phone again." I'm like, "Fuck, I know. All right."
Well, as businessmen, in our defense, and my wife says the same thing. She's like, "Hey, you're like, or you're not even listening to me. You're on your phone." But I do everything through my phone. My schedule's on my phone. All 3 or 4 of my CRMs for all these different companies are all on this phone.
Yeah.
So like, I'll go into, you know, my CRM and check if there's any jobs accepted. I'll go into I use Company Cam a lot.
That's an awesome application.
Fucking love Company Cam.
It's sick.
It helps my business a lot. You know, we have 10 different foremans throughout the one company. Every foreman needs to take a mandatory either 5 to 10 pictures before they leave the job each day. So I can then go in, if I'm not, you know, my project manager is mandatory to take pictures daily when he's on every single job each day. So I can see the progress from lunch till the time they leave at 4:30, and then the prior day to see what they got done. And I can kind of gauge on where they're at and how much time they have. But also, if they're doing something wrong, I can just check Dan and be like, yo, send them these 3-4 pictures. And be like, this isn't right.
Instead of you driving to each fucking location.
Yes. There's notes. There's AIs in it now. So it's a game changer for business if you're going to run multiple crews, for sure. You know, I love it. And I can, you know, I could send like reports to my electricians, or I can send reports to my plumbers. So if I'm like on a job, like, yo, we need a price to run, you know, 80 feet of conduit from the lady's back door or their panel to the pool pad where we're putting it, you know, send that file over to them. They get an idea of the layout, what the panel box looks like, and they can give me a price before I give the lady a price. And I'm like I said, I move fast. So I'm like, I send it before I even leave the lady's house. And by the time I get back to the shop to type a quote, I already have their quote, you know? So it's a game changer. I love Company Cam.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I think, you know, we've been talking probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours now, but like,
well,
dude,
you gotta go.
No, I like, like I've seen how much you're like your phone's it's constant, right?
That's why I keep it on silent.
Yeah,
At all times.
I do the same thing. I
Yeah.
do not disturb after like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because like I'm always looking at it,
Yep.
but it's just like if I'm focused on something, it's not pulling me away.
Mhm.
But it is pretty like awesome.
I used to have the ringer on, but I get so many like spam calls still.
Yeah, because your numbers all over the world, right? Like advertising.
Dude,
And
I don't understand how people do mortgage. Like when you submit for a mortgage,
so fucked up.
it is so fucked up. Like, do they sell your information on that spot right away? Like, how does that work?
Dude, I haven't. I guess what did I do? I did a home equity loan maybe a year ago, bro. I get 13 calls a fucking day.
Oh, it's nuts.
Like,
It's
dude,
nuts.
like I don't know how Apple or like how haven't they figured out how to shut this the fuck off?
Some of them come from a 610 number too.
I know.
It's or a 484.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
And then you're thinking it's like a customer. It
Yeah.
is getting a little better. Like I have some things set up that they have to say who's calling. I don't even know how the fuck I did that. Like my phone just did it, which is cool.
Yeah, I want to get that. I think too. It says like 1 moment. Who's calling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just like one of the recent updates that
Okay.
that came on there.
Probably because they were getting harassed about the fact that. I mean, I literally probably get. I mean, it has calmed down, but back in August, I submitted for the house that I bought down the shore.
Mm-hmm.
And I shit you not, within the first day of the application going through, that was the worst I've ever seen it. It was literally probably 20 calls a day.
Yeah.
And I would block every single one as soon as they called in. But I also keep my phone on silent just because it's rude, obviously, if we're in a podcast and like the
Sure.
phone's just ringing with customers.
Mhm.
You know, the phone's always it's kind of rude. But it's just there is a lot of calls coming in and volume coming in, and I just don't want to. I don't answer every single call. If it's important enough where I see that it's a call, then
Certain
I'll just
person,
call them right back
text
right away.
or Now, do you utilize? So you have like a fucking empire and a shit ton of employees. Have you ever utilized like AI calling systems or like VAs? I know VAs. A lot of people use them for their business, but like I feel like it's just one of those things. Like you have to fucking. So you might as well just get someone locally.
So how much of a pain in the how much of a hassle it is when you call AT&T and you get a fucking robot? On the phone?
Yeah.
Just give me fucking
Give
somebody
me a fucking
real,
person.
dude.
Yeah,
give me a
yeah.
real person so I can explain why I'm so fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Then you finally get a real person and you're pissed off at them because
the
you just had to talk
AI
to some
bot.
fucking retard bot on the
Yeah.
fucking phone that has no idea what your problem is. And it's
Yeah.
like, so yes, I love the aspect of taking a business and streamlining it, but not when people are calling in for $300,000.
Correct.
You want
We have it for the laundromat because I
Yeah.
get like y'all open or like I get like really redundant calls, so it's
That's
perfect for
sure.
that.
Yeah.
But I love how you've taken like obviously like your old school mentality drive of how a business should be operated and like are starting to incorporate technology just to make your life fucking
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
faster.
especially with the tree company too. Like we have 4 people in the office just answering phones. And yes, would I be able to save on maybe 1 or 2 of those people? Sure, but
Quality's falling off.
yeah, but we train them on what to say and how to say it. Like if you're calling in for a tree, it's like okay, looking at the street. Like first of all, give me all your information. We're entering it in the system right away. We know within the first 5 minutes of typing in your address if you're a client of ours already. So we'll be like, hey, Miss Smith, we saw you did 5 jobs with us. Thank you for your business again. Right off the bat. What can I help you with? All right, looking at the house. Where's the trees located on your property? It's on the back right corner of your property. It's do you know the DBH? How big is it? Yada yada yada. DBH is the size of the tree. What are you looking to get done with the tree? Goes through the list. Okay. Right then and there, we type in the people type in all the information, and they're like, okay, I can have Chris out there on Wednesday, and at 4:00, and like they're scheduled right away with one of our estimators. If you called into an AI system, like they might not be able to do that as quick and route it as efficiently and be personable on the phone.
Sure.
You don't want. You gotta like know when not to use AI.
The
and
technology.
I think
Yeah.
would people would just get really pissed off by it.
For sure. I fucking hate that. Actually, the only thing I hate more than that is when you used to call and it's like, press 1 for this, press 2 for this.
Yeah.
You're like, God, just give me a fucking operator.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
It's a pain in the ass. You know, going like back to the tree company though, like, you know, that's 10 years old this September.
Oh wow, it's been that long.
Yep.
Dude, I feel like, you know, I seen you guys. Who is it? Hunter? Does Hunter work for you?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember like he was friends. We had mutual friends, and I remember him like he's a really bright kid.
Very
I
smart.
remember him going from like a really good, I think he had like some kind of like office, maybe accountant job or something, and then
He was
into the
part
tree
of
company.
the insurance sales or insurance brokers.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, for the Snows.
Yeah.
The Snows. I don't know
Okay.
if you know the
He was like a
Snows.
family friend or something.
Family friend.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I think they only insured strip clubs.
That's awesome.
Dude, great. Mr. Snow's the man. I haven't seen him in a very long time, but he was part of like the Rosary Colts
Yeah.
organization, and he used to own like Smiley Strip Club back in the day.
Oh,
And then he got out of that and then just started like insuring strip clubs, and I think it was strip clubs and bars or something.
The shit that no one wants to insure.
Nobody wants to insure.
Yeah.
And then Hunter would help, like I guess, write or like
Do something.
do something with the insurance. Brilliant kid, awesome.
But you guys meshed right into the mix. Like now, like I see Pro Tree everywhere, and like it's almost like you guys are like a Ricks. You're like yeah, whatever, Asplund or
Yeah,
or
not quite as big as we should be. I feel like we could grow even bigger.
There's still more room.
There's still more room, but we kind of like chilled out, and we didn't plateau. We're still growing year over year,
Mhm.
but that company alone's doing a little over $11 million a year, so it's phenomenal.
Fucking
it's
awesome.
a great company, and it's basically a well-oiled machine. For that company, I basically help out and deal with the mechanics. We have a yard in Westchester where we process all of our own wood. So, like, we have a big horizontal grinder up there with a couple of excavators. We split and chip all of our own wood and then sell it to like Scott Paper and
Oh wow.
yeah.
Oh nice.
And different mulch companies that want the first grinds and the product for it. So I manage that. I still do some sales for the tree work if I'm out, you know, and it's a last minute thing, or if it's a hazardous job, I'll go look at it. Some of my sales guys are great, but they don't really understand or don't want to take the risk of putting a number on something that's really hazardous and a crane removal if they don't really know how to.
You got some primary line running through the middle of the fucking yard. Like Jeremy just did a tree by us. My power went out. I'm like, it's fucking beautiful. I walk outside and he's out in the middle of the street. He's like, yeah. He's like, get it. I'm like, did you just shut my fucking power off?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we had to. So like, I guess stuff like that, you step in.
Pico, like you submit a form online and they schedule a day, send out letters. Some people don't get the letters and they come out bitching at us, you know. You know, I step in if I need to run a crane here and there. I don't really run the crane that much anymore. I got a lot of anxiety running cranes. Like it's
It's stressful. I've ran cranes, you know, in the power industry for years. Like I'm actually very proficient, mostly overhead. Yeah. Not the mobile like you do, but like, yeah, dude, you have to be fucking dialed in. Like that actually, like it's pretty crazy because I'm a little, you know, I guess ADD. Maybe I don't like to use terms or, you know, put anything on a title on myself. But like, dude, when you're running a crane, you're like, bro, you are fucking concentrating.
You have to be locked in.
You have to be locked in. Like someone could fucking die. You know what I mean? So,
So I'm running a crane, but I'm running all these other businesses, and I just nonstop phone calls.
It's too much.
It's dangerous for me. It's dangerous for the climber up in the tree. But you know, going back to you have to step in, and I get people are like, you shouldn't be in a crane. Well, who the fuck else is going to get out here and start this business up?
Sure.
Like, who else is going to? Even if you hired a guy to do it, you still got to go out there and train them and sit with them and run show them how to do it. So and get the influx of work before you can then pass off that influx of that task or that job to somebody and make sure that they're doing it the right way. So that's kind of what I do on a day-to-day for Pro Tree and the crane kind of aspect of things. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And those three kind of core businesses are basically like what we're running now. I have like a little dumpster company. It's just a LLC to rent out dumpsters, but
but it's cool to see like you had one main business and then you've been able to capitalize off verticals within your realm.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you want to pull? Oh, this tree needs to be fucking removed. Oh, cool. My tree company will come out. My excavators will come out, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then boom, boom, boom. Like, that's very impressive how you're
Yeah.
able to, you know, capture, you know, all these realms of the construction business
Yeah.
and then do it so proficiently.
And I think that's like part of the reason why, like, I just had a problem saying no to people. Like,
That is tough.
it's tough because you're leaving money on the table. It's like, yeah, I'm going to look at, you know, when I was younger, it was like, hey, I'm going to look at a patio, but there's all these trees that are like falling down all over the place. It's like, let's clean up these trees first before you get a patio, bud. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
and I can do that for you, but I can also build your patio. And they're like, really? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like, you know, here's your price.
It makes it
and-
easier for them too.
Yeah, one stop.
Because they're not
shopping.
calling, shopping around different shit. Just
Yeah.
like, bro, like, we'll
And
do
that's
it
the
all.
thing with the pools is like, I don't know if you know much about the pool industry, but like every single, and I'm not like talking bad, but I don't give a fuck, you know, whatever. I mean, every major company in our area, Ted's Pools, Anthony and Sylvan, Carlton, all these big pool companies get the pool and then sub everything the fuck out. And they manage it. And some manage it well and some don't manage it well at all. Or some hire the cheapest subcontractors to do that. So then they're either undercutting the market just a little bit, but they're building a shit pool.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw in, you know, the hardscape side of things when I was working along these pools. It's like, hey, these guys really don't know what the fuck they're doing.
There's a large gap.
There's a huge gap in there. So like when I said I wanted to build pools, and I'm just getting there now to where everything 80% of our job is done in-house. We're digging it, we're forming it. Smaller pools, we're stealing them, we're plumbing them, we're setting all the equipment in-house, we're doing the tile coping in-house. I don't think I'll be able to shoot the gun at it in-house for a very long time, but I would love to. Those trucks are super expensive, and you need a solid crew on how to do it. And
That's just all those guys do.
That's all
right?
they do, and you got to keep them busy year-round. Like, you
Yeah.
have to shoot
Because, yeah, they're
multiple pools a day, if not, you know, one pool a day. You know, that's to keep those guys busy and keep them on your payroll. And then the plaster, which I sub out. But again, I don't sub to the cheapest gunite guy. I had the cheapest gunite guy, and they're fucking shit. You know,
yeah, you get what you pay
where
for.
they're shooting too thin and they're leaving steel in the walls that could rust through the plaster coat.
I've seen that. I've seen that before. You see that on pools. Yeah.
So I had one bad job with a guy that happened to, kicked him off the job, no longer do business with him, and I had to fix that. You know, which is a pain in the ass. You plaster a pool ready, you know, it's a bad look on you. So my tile crew is like amazing. I love those guys. They do a phenomenal job. But I'm getting to the point where it's almost all in-house to where I can control a lot quicker and streamline it. You know, I sent 3 guys this year to get certified in auto covers. So we're certified auto cover installer for CoverStar.
Oh, nice.
So like there's certain things that I always try and like keep up on and try and school and that's the thing. Like
that's cool that you're doing that. You're pouring back into your guys, your business.
That's my selling feature too. Like with these clients, it's like, hey, you're not just getting a project manager and he's going to run and take 4 months to build your pool. You know, are there some pools that take 3-4 months to build? Sure. That's because it's just a lot of
just
hardscape,
monsters, fucking
details.
yeah.
But you know, for your average cookie cutter pool, I finished a pool in 42 days once. But you also have to let that gunite cure a little bit in that time frame. So like concrete,
there's just stuff you can't speed.
Any concrete cures basically. I mean, you could basically take concrete, finish it, and once it sets up, dump it in water, and it'll be harder than if it was out of water. Like moisture is going to help cure that concrete and make that concrete stronger.
That's why people spray it down.
That's why we spray. Yeah, we have a client spray it
Did
down.
some concrete. Got some concrete knowledge.
So it's best to spray all your concrete down and keep it moist as possible. And some people don't understand that. Hey, you have this curing process. I'm letting you know you should wait at least 20 days. If you want to push it, 10 days is pushing it, but that's on you if this
cracks,
or if the tile, because as it's curing, it's drawing out the moisture and everything else you're veneering on top of it. So like when you veneer that tile with thin set and mortar, it's drawing out the moisture in that. So it could eventually weaken it. Not saying that it does because we kind of wait, but some clients are just really impatient. I'm like, hey,
I want that
I'm
done.
cool,
Well, I'll tell you what. when I build my pool, I'm calling you guys.
Thanks,
you
brother.
gotta
Let's go.
a
Bid you a sick
sail
pool.
sail out of me when that day comes.
So that's just those little things that, just again, I lay in bed at night and I'm just fucking going, dude.
That's
I don't
awesome.
Shut
man.
it off. I'm probably gonna have old timers,
Or maybe not, because if your brain's that active, I think
it runs in the family. My
does it?
grandmom had it, but like I feel like sometimes my brain just works so damn hard. It's like, when the fuck is it? Like,
You're
when
gonna
am I
use it all up.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it all up.
You know, by the time we're at that point, I think the way like medicine and shit's progressing,
yeah, I hope.
I think we'll be good.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
But again, taking care of your body and trying to take care of your body is
Mhm.
important. So I try and like not eat a lot of bad food
Mhm.
and just try and take care of yourself.
Yeah, sometimes like what I do when I'm trying to dial my diet, I don't like focus on just eating healthy shit. I focus on deleting bad shit. I found that's a lot more sustainable.
For sure.
It's just like, oh, okay, I just won't fucking eat a whole pizza.
Yeah.
I'll get the fucking salad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but dude, I think you
Awesome,
dropped
man.
like this
just
fuck
went-
ton of knowledge here today.
I just went crazy. Yeah.
No, it's good though.
Talked a little too
No,
much.
I like that. And I'm glad because like, I noticed like a lot of people even tell me like, you need to talk about yourself more on your podcast. And I'm like, well, that's not the intent. Like the intent's to get
Yeah.
these really smart fucking people on
Yeah.
here and you guys hear from them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you
I
had
just,
this
like,
opportunity.
I get
to-
excited and like I just go, I talk. When I have interactions with people, I do talk a lot.
Mhm.
Like, and sometimes like in my head, I'm like, all right, let the customer do some talking. Let the customer do some talking. But I'm like excited about like doing it. So
It's good to see the passion you have
Yeah.
behind your business.
very passionate. But that's how I've built what I built. Like,
Sure.
you gotta, and that's why people know to like call us. It's like I'm passionate about those certain things. Like I'm not just gonna take your money and run. I'm like passionate about
Which
starting the
fucking
job.
people do.
People do all
Dude,
the time.
I can't believe in this day and age, and you hear it so frequently. People like, oh yeah, I gave this fucking
Yes.
pool guy 50 grand, and
Yeah.
he took 10 other people's 50 grand and
In the
closed
last-
shop and moved to
in the
Florida.
last 2 or 3 years, I've been doing pools for 5 years, but the last 2 or 3 has been the worst.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to say the company's name, but there's a company in like Villanova
Mhm.
that is robbing like very wealthy people, taking their deposits and not showing the fuck up.
It's crazy.
There's a guy that was like 250 grand in debt to this one guy in Villanova. And so was the neighbor, because the neighbor hired the same guy to do the job. So they both were suing this one guy. Now he's just going to get rid of his LLC and start another company. And
Yeah, bankrupt it.
And then prolong the process to get to be sued. Like it takes a long time to really sue somebody and get that money back.
And it seems like, honestly, like that's a lot of effort to be that much of a fucking scumbag. You gotta have balls.
You have really
Yeah.
big balls to do that. And then
To do it in Villanova too, where like it's like we're going
where
to
they have money.
the money and the best
Yeah.
lawyers in the fucking world.
Gladwin, I have a client. It's on my page now. We built a lap pool next to their existing pool.
Mhm.
That client got taken advantage of for 80 grand, and the wife's a lawyer,
So crazy.
and she was like crying when I went to do the estimate because she's like, I got taken for 80 grand, and I'm like, fuck. So I put like I felt bad, so I like sharpened my pencil a little bit too much. I only made like 10% on this job when I should have made like 30
Is
or
that
40.
like what's your typical profit margin you aim for?
Probably
for
around
pools?
30%.
30%. Yeah, it's good because you're covering your bases. If
Yeah,
shit
and
fucks
really,
up.
it's not enough. I mean,
Really?
if one thing goes wrong, it goes wrong, and it's a big thing that goes wrong.
Yeah, so you're fucking
So you're
cutting it
fucked.
close.
So yeah, you're cutting it close. But if I could make 25, I've made 50% on a job before, on a pool job before.
Everything goes smooth. and-
Everything goes smooth and easy, and the guys kill it. You know?
And you got overhead. I imagine your overhead's fucking.
Overhead's nuts.
I'd probably like literally have an anxiety attack.
I mean, I'm getting to the point now where I have to start upgrading my trucks. Most of them are paid off.
Mhm.
So the overhead isn't crazy, but I do have some
You
crazy
got some
overhead.
shit. Yeah. Payroll.
But you just try not to think about this.
Nah, just focus on.
Yeah, it's like, holy fuck, I owe $2 million between every conglomerate.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what it is, right around $2 million. But it's like, dude, you're doing fucking almost $20 million a year. $2 million ain't shit.
Yeah, it's a drop.
Between all those conglomerates, like, that ain't shit. $2 million ain't really a big
Do you ever
thing
think
at all.
you'd earn that much?
No, never.
That's awesome.
Never. You know, I love digging in the sandbox as a kid in Legos.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I heard you mention that you like Legos, and someone was like,
Love
"What do you mean
Legos.
you like fucking Legos?" You're like, "I like Legos, bro. I like
dude,
building
I
shit."
Still build,
yeah.
I still build Legos with my younger kids, and they love it. It takes an hour to build something cool,
Yeah,
and then
you get a project, and that's what I always
Yeah.
liked about the trades. You know what I mean? Like doing a job and like seeing the finished product.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like flipping houses.
Yeah.
I haven't really done much of it since I started the laundromat thing. But even that, like building a business, like holy shit, like we took this fucking zombie mat and turned it into like $1 million
Dude, keep going
fucking
with it.
building.
I don't care what anybody says. Keep crushing it. Buy a couple more. I mean,
Yeah.
you may think that you're strapped, but if the laundromat, I don't know what laundromats do as far as revenue goes, but
the laundromats, I have them pulled in an asset class almost that of rental properties, right? They do cash flow. You are kind of, there's not too many different verticals off of it unless you want to get crazy and like fucking develop your own soaps or, like people are like, yeah, put vending machines. Okay, but vending machines make $200 a month. You know what I mean? It takes me fucking an hour a month to replenish them and shit.
I put not to cut you, but I put a vending machine at my shop.
In your shop? Fuck it. That's
Fucking
sick.
right.
Because you're there every day anyways.
I bought it from the folk firehouse.
Mhm.
I didn't realize how heavy those fucking things are. It was a nightmare
heavy
to
as
try and
fuck.
get in one of my dump trucks. And I don't have it active anymore, but for 2 years straight, I probably made, I don't know,
Beer money.
beer money for the guys, and I would just buy them beer at the end of the day. You got to take care of your employees, though. They love that.
That is huge. And dude, that's something people I think fucking undervalue, right? Like buying them pizza, doing something like that. That's the things that bridge the gap between
almost
like,
once a month, we have a taco truck come in.
Fuck
we buy them pizza or we get them beers.
Yeah, you got
and
it.
I don't like them drinking at the shop or anything like that, but they all know the deal. Nobody's driving. Have a couple beers and you're out.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You're not staying here hanging out all fucking night.
Yeah.
Because
the
Spanish guys, they love
a
fucking
couple
party, dude.
cervezas and they keep going.
You know, there's almost 80 guys that are in one fucking building.
Wow, is that
one complex?
That's your
about 80.
The workforce.
Yep.
Damn. That's fucking
it's
sick.
nuts. So you can imagine, like,
80 dudes.
I've seen it all. We just had 2 dudes go at it the other day where one knocked the one out. Like, it's just, I mean, it
is what it is, man. I mean, dude, like that's like, I've been in the trades basically my entire life. And it's funny going from like, doing masonry work for my father and doing carpentry with my uncle, then to working for a big corporation. Like we can't just fist fight each other at fucking Pico.
No.
But we're fucking blue collar dudes, and that's how we communicate.
Yeah.
Punching each other in the fucking face. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, we can go forever.
Yeah.
Well,
but dude,
thank you for having me, dude.
Yeah, let's wrap it up, Jim.
My man,
bro, great to fucking meet you. I thought it was super cool, like seeing your podcast and having like very similar networks.
Yeah, I watched a couple of your podcasts.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah,
I watched the one with his dad has a construction company.
Panici.
And I see him at the gym. Sometimes I just never really introduced myself.
Yeah.
I think he knew Morano back in the day, and we met mutual friends.
Because Morano's dad's the 420 guy.
Yeah.
And Panici's dad's the big carpenter.
Yes, I think they work with each other.
Yeah, I'm sure they've done projects over the years.
I watched you and Rob's podcast. When I was in the shop hanging out, I just had it on one morning. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to like get back and watch. I love podcasts because there's nothing else. There's nothing else to watch. Like
it's like entertainment. I mean, it's not like brain wasting entertainment. You're fucking picking shit up. Like you know what I mean. I'm huge on them. And like Jeremy was my first one. You know what I mean? Like
it was
super
good first show.
Yeah, super interesting. And there's a lot of other people, man. And I'm sure you have the same, like, you had Little Snuff on. Like, that's fucking sick. Like,
dude's a man.
Dude, I remember,
there's
like,
so many haters on his
just
podcast.
it's like anything else, bro.
He's such a good dude. He's he's a great salesman, obviously, right?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I remember him because I have like I have a lot of South Philly friends.
Yeah.
And like I remember, I didn't know him, but I remember he was like the top fucking sales guy for Chevy.
Yeah.
Like years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's not like he just like popped into being a podcast. Like that dude's a beast at what he does. Yeah.
He sells. He's a salesman. Like such a good dude though. Like he just, we got to know each other. Just because I hit him up on Facebook one day, I'm like, yo, you want to, like, I see you're getting big and I was one of the first ones to pay him to do a sponsored ad commercial. Like he was like my company. We shot it at my house. Like he was the first one to do that. I was the first one to pay him to do an ad because he wasn't that big at that point in time. So he's like, I'll never forget you for that because
you took a shot on him.
You took a shot on me, and now I mean I think once twice a week he's doing paid ads.
Yeah,
you know, so he takes care of me when he comes back to do stuff for us. But like we stay in touch. He always hits me up. And one day I was leaving an Eagles game right when they opened Skinny Joey's, and the line was out the door, and I texted him. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm coming down to get cheesesteaks." He's like, "Meet me at the side door. How many do you want?" I just handed him cash. I was in and out in like 5 minutes. So like,
sick.
You know, it was great. But they're the type of relationships I like to have. And you know, you never know where it's going to go or who's going to see it, and you know who might pick up on it. We've gotten some work out of it, nothing major. But,
but something.
But
you build a relationship. I mean, that's what it's all about. Building relationships with good people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My man.
So, but yeah, bro,
Awesome,
appreciate you.